BlkPrint, we back. J5 in the building. Josh Pease.
Man, how long was that break?
It's same week and a half. I think it's throwing you off that we're not doing AMP anymore.
Nah, maybe that is it. Sayonara AMP.
Because usually we would have either had done AMP last week or we would have done AMP last Wednesday.
Yeah.
So it'd be usually, we still talk at the same amount of time that we talk during the week. We just don't see each other as much as we did during that time. That made it sound kind of sad. MC, what's going on?
I'm still doing well. I do kind of miss the music element of the show. There are ways that we're gonna bring this music element back that I think is gonna spike it up nice.
Yeah, we gotta just let us close out 2023 here. I noticed something when I played that song. I played it off of Spotify or whatever. Gunna so his YSL 300 and then Gunna Music.
Well, that one is funny because that song is a Turbo song,
right?
So I don't know. I honestly, none of that shit matters. Line,
yeah,
it's all fucking vanity.
Yeah, like, Gunna Music.
Yeah,
hell of a day to play Gunna too.
I think it's also. I was listening to a song earlier. I like the song. Turbo Publishing LLC.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like people I think that's the publishing P line.
Yeah,
because his publishing is just Gunna Music.
Okay,
that's the thing. It's like all that shit goes back to one parent label. That's why I always think it's funny when fans are like, "Oh, he's YSL. He's not." Like it's just even just when fans talk about like the record label and who puts it out. It's like, bro, I'll tell you who puts it out. Atlantic. Like it's just one label with 400 different subsidiaries.
Yeah.
God damn.
Hey, it's Monday. Listen, we weren't able to say this 2 weeks ago, but I gotta congratulate Josh on his new job, his new promotion. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Come on, man. We knew already, but we didn't say anything.
I always tell people, don't congratulate me on a job.
Well, here's the thing. Why not? It's different.
Congratulate me when I retire. Congratulate me when when you hear about Josh Pease making $5 million in one play. Then I'm like, okay, that's something to congratulate.
This is a big play, though. This is a big play to me. It's more than a job to me because, like, it's not just like you're, beside something. You're the head of something. Like,
I'm glad you feel that way. I feel that way too sometimes.
I told my whole family about this.
Oh my gosh!
I told my whole family. Like,
yeah, my mom knows.
Yeah,
my mom knows too.
I barely tell my mom.
What?
No, I tell my mom. I barely tell my dad.
Sheesh.
My dad was like, "What does that mean, a raise?"
Isn't that crazy?
Slightly.
Isn't that crazy? Like, if we were to go to our parents, like, and be like, "Oh, this is this is what I do. This is what I do now." A lot of them like wouldn't know what that is. Like, they wouldn't. They're just like, "Oh, cool, yeah, awesome." Like they wouldn't think it was like the biggest thing in the world.
No, because not to say it isn't, but I think a lot of this shit doesn't make sense to people of past generations.
Mm-hmm.
So, as long as I'm happy and I'm moving forward and I'm not
I forgot to hit record, by the way.
Sheesh. Yeah, I'm glad you didn't get that.
It's too late. It's recorded anyway.
Yeah. It's cool. Honestly, like at the end of the day, I think my parents are happy for me. My family's happy for me. I'm happy for me. I'm glad my friends are happy for me.
I'm super happy.
But for me, it's just like another day, another dollar.
Of course, I knew you'd be like that. I figured that you would have that reaction. Not that it's a bad reaction.
Yeah, no, it's just. Yeah.
I think that what makes me the most happy about it is knowing how hard you've worked and then like being like present. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And witnessing it from when me and you used to work together to like past that. You know what I mean? I think that being the head of hip hop and R&B at Spotify, I saw you were in HitsDailyDouble, bro. That's something.
I was in Billboard this morning too.
Billboard. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Like that's amazing. There's not a lot of people. I think one thing about it is like I want to be better at showing that love. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
While we still can.
No, I appreciate that. And I think I got to be better at accepting compliments and that love. The best part for me is seeing Peas in the headline of anything.
Yes.
I think it's just such a troll.
I look at this shit and I'm like, this motherfucker.
Like, I just love being Josh Pease. I love people saying, yeah, Josh Pease. Like, I think that's, it's funny. I was joking with my friend and she was like, nigga, you got an artist name. I'm just like, yeah. I guess I do.
It's a striking name. Like people know it. The thing is like you're like 2 months removed from having a billboard in Times Square, like months removed from like big campaigns you've done. Like the shit's crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm just happy as your friend, as your brother, like to just be witness to it. So again,
I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. Funny over the weekend, I was thinking about just those Cashmere days.
Yes.
And like, man, I've come a long way from them days. Like, bro, I remember there was a point when I was working at Cashmere, I used to take the bus to work.
Wow.
Like, you don't understand, the bus from North Hollywood all the way to fucking Playa del Rey. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So just to see where I'm at now, I'm absolutely appreciate it.
Bro, we was in meetings taking notes and ordering snacks.
Food. I remember ordering food. I remember being in meetings with I remember being just, a coordinator.
The crazy part about that shit was, and what I appreciate and respect the most about you is that, like, when we would be in meetings with certain people that would come through, like, this is the craziest part. They would already know who you were. You know what I'm saying? Like, they would know who you were.
Humbling experience.
But it wasn't even humbling, because my thing is this, like, you learn so much from that experience, but you also were willing to start from the bottom to get the experience that you're at right now. Yeah. And that's what I respect. Because I'm looking at you like, this motherfucker, like, has been all over the world, and he with me as a coordinator, you know what I'm saying? Like, we both taking notes, and I was like, that's real down to earth shit.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. I that's my life. I've never been afraid to be at the bottom and work my way up and learn. I think when you start at the bottom, you get to see everything. You get to see how a whole company works, and I think that's always a benefit. I love that perspective. That's something I never shy away from. Those are times that I never try to forget, because it prepares me for where I'm at now, and I'm always proud of those moments, man. Like, I'm proud of being in those meetings where I'm taking notes and I'm learning every aspect of how a campaign runs. And I'm proud of being in those meetings where I remember I literally took notes for fucking Snoop Dogg's cookbook.
Yeah.
Like, I transcribed his cookbook, and then my boss wrote it.
Yeah.
And this was something that didn't even have anything to do with work. Like, we were just like some out of work shit. Like, he was getting a little extra check on the side. And I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it just because, like, I want this experience. I want to remember this moment. I want to have this FaceTime with Snoop. So when I see him again, he's like, oh, nephew, like, he remember who I am, because I've been around for pivotal moments in his life. So, I never shy away from that stuff. Shout out to Travis Scott, because he used to always call me, Anwar, and Casey like the started from the bottom crew. Mm-hmm. He was like, yeah, y'all started from the bottom. Like, because he understood where he came in. Like, he came in, grand hustle, good music. Like, he didn't start from the bottom exactly.
Right.
So he always, like, nodded off to us and being like, yo, y'all really started at the ground level and worked y'all way up. So,
yeah,
I'm proud of it.
And in another pivotal moment, you mentioned pivotal moments. This is episode 50 of the BlkPrint.
It's crazy.
This is episode 50. This is a very, going along with your personality, a very subdued episode 50. I was thinking, we could do this, make it extravagant and all this shit. And I was like, Josh went like that.
I kind of forgot. I mean, I always been down to do some shit, dress up in costumes again. We all dressed like 50 Cent.
No, but 50 episodes. And again, like, the story from where this pod was to where it is now. It was the RNC Radio podcast at first. And I was like super excited. I was like, we got Josh to do this shit. Like, we're going to do it. We had stopped doing it for a while. And then we came through and brainstormed and had phone calls and conversations about what we would make this. And seeing what it is now, 50 episodes in, is incredible. Like, the attention that we get and just people knowing what the fucking show is. Like, I'm blessed to get to 50.
Yeah, no, we're still not in our final form yet. I think this show is ever growing, and I'm proud and thankful for all the people who listen.
Yeah.
I always run into people and I'm like, yo, I listen to the show. And I'm like, really? Mm-hmm. So I just appreciate it all, man. I think, I'm excited and happy that you pushed me to kind of continue this on. And Mark, like, you've been a pivotal part of where we've grown to now. And, I'm glad that we kind of kept this going, because it's a real community that we've built. Yeah,
they love the last episode of B-Sides. If you guys are not on the Patreon, by the way, I gotta sell it. I know there's people that's listening who don't like for me to sell the Patreon. We gotta sell it, because last episode of B-Sides, people was like, nah, the person who didn't tell you about the fucking wedding, they fucked up, yo. Somebody was like, somebody told me Josh is way too casual about the fact that nigga didn't tell him about the wedding.
Hey man, go listen to that episode of B-Sides. It's funny. I have some friends who cut that friend off, so I understand. Me, I don't give a fuck. It's your wedding, bro. I just know how it is, man. It's just expensive. Paying for these plates. I don't even like y'all niggas all the way.
I made sure that everyone that was invited to mine, I was like, your plus ones, you have to have been with them for more than 6 months.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, you gotta there was people say, can I bring a plus one? I'm like, how long you been with them?
Yeah, I didn't even bring a plus one.
You did it? No,
yeah.
you could have.
I mean, for me, I like riding solo at a wedding. In a relationship or not, I think.
Okay.
Solo at a wedding as a man, different kind of energy.
What does that mean?
It's just a different kind of energy, man. I think it's just like if you there, it's like it's a wedding. Women don't want to get married. They catch a bouquet. You solo there, you fly. Like it's a different type of energy, man. I enjoyed that.
It was everyone was having fun there. I know A+ didn't bring a plus one. I think a couple other people didn't bring. We had plenty of room for plus one. Maybe I don't know. You know what? No, I'm not gonna say that. We didn't have plenty of room for plus ones because I know how much it costs. So we did have room for that. But episode 50. I just think about some of the moments that we had. I just remember like the first episode and we were recording literally in my old apartment in Long Beach. Mm-hmm. This was before Mark, actually, I think.
Yeah.
It was like way before Mark, and we were just like, what is this going to turn out to be? And like, how is this going to transform? Because at that point, we already knew about the AMP deal.
Yeah.
And we wanted to kick this podcast off before AMP came out so that we had kind of a footprint already.
Yeah.
And we built it from there. And I mean, we had so many, episodes that dealt with just like stuff that we've been talking about like in our lives and things that have been going on and certain things that weren't always the most comfortable topics to talk about, but we still kind of managed to have it have that out in here, and I think a lot of people appreciated that.
I think for me when I first started the idea of the BlkPrint, like I just wanted this to be a safe space for us, and us just isn't black folks, it's just us who think on this similar wavelength and just go through life experiencing similar things or things together and just having a place to just talk about it and think about it in different ways and hear different perspectives on it all. I feel I'm thinking back to some past episodes, like we've actually really covered some deep topics. Mm-hmm. But we've done it in a way that's entertaining, in a way that allows us to grow from it all, man. So I appreciate you guys to the fullest. This is definitely a mental exercise for me every 2 weeks.
What you mean mental exercise?
Just to push my ways of thinking and just think about things differently and not be so Josh P's in it all. Yeah, I have a very particular way of thinking sometimes, and I just need different perspectives sometimes. So.
Yeah, I think we
all the time actually.
We all I think that's what people enjoy is the difference of opinions. Yeah. I'm pretty sure when I disagree, niggas is like, listen, yes, like yes.
Well, it's crazy. I'm sure there's people listening being like, nigga wrong. So I get it. Like
me? Yeah. I'm never wrong.
All right.
I'm never wrong.
All right.
I'm always right. I brought up the 5-yard line thing. A lot of people were talking about the 5-yard thing.
Nigga, there's no way in hell you getting 5 yards.
Listen,
there's no way in hell.
I told my father-in-law about it, and this motherfucker went off for about 15-20 minutes about how it is not possible. And I was like, you don't believe in me? He's like, no. He was like, how many tries again? I was like, 3 tries.
I'm telling you, you're not getting it, bro.
He said they're gonna mop you up off the ground,
bruh. You're gonna be like a fucking Daryl Hamlin or DeMar Hamlin.
So we were talking.
Die in the field.
I asked him at Thanksgiving, and they were watching football already. He was like, okay, did you see that? He was like, that wasn't even 3 yards. He was like, that was 0.5 yards. Some shit. I'm like, I don't even know what that means,
man, brother. It's tough, bro. I don't think you're getting it.
You guys don't have no faith in me at all.
I don't,
which is crazy.
Just slide, bro. That's it. Just slide.
Yeah,
you get 2-3 yards.
You barely watch football either. You don't know. Just slide.
I don't. I told him he can't score 15 points.
In
basketball.
Definitely can't score 15 points in basketball. I for sure can. I don't even think you can score 5 points in basketball.
No, I mean it's impossible. And with like them playing for real.
Yeah, I don't even think I could score 5 points. Although I did score 9 on Drew Holiday in high school.
Before he had NBA training and all that shit.
Hey man, he was still Drew.
How did that go? Who else was on his team?
He had some people. He had this one dude who had more points than him. I don't know what this guy's name is. I gotta ask somebody. Light skinned shooter. He was just in the corner, just knocking down threes. I'm surprised he's not in the NBA. He was nice.
Have y'all seen the TikTok of the guy who has a picture of like his old junior college squad? And he was like, this is a picture of my junior college squad, and this is why we're all not in the league. And all of them like caught murder charges and shit like that. Like,
oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Like what?
I saw that. I mean, shit, that's in every neighborhood. I know some killers who could have been in the NFL and the NBA. Honestly.
Well, I mean, shit, there's killers in both.
Yeah.
Right now. Shit.
Yeah.
Hey, Thanksgiving was last week. Josh, I didn't hear it from you at all.
Yeah, I'm like,
you went dark. I told my wife the other day, I was like, I haven't heard from Josh, but I'm pretty sure he's okay.
Yeah, I'm just trying to do better, just being like off the grid.
Yeah.
Off the grid, but still on my phone, which is terrible. But I got one step of the way. So I just want to be better, just about being like
present.
Being present, but also just being unreachable. And that sounds a little bad coming off the tongue, pause. But I just want to, I just want to kind of just be to myself sometimes. I think I need that. And yeah, Thanksgiving was that time. I feel like, everybody's with their family anyway, so I can just kind of sneak away.
What'd you do?
I spent Thanksgiving at my grandmother's house. I always go to my grandmother's house for Thanksgiving. She was like the best chef I know in the world.
Yeah.
My dad fried a turkey. Watching football. That was really it. I went to a friend's house after, just kicked it for a minute. I didn't really do too much. I watched a good movie over Thanksgiving break called Fingernails. A little indie flick.
You be watching something. You be on your indie.
I think it's on. I want to say it's on Apple TV. Yeah, I think it's on Apple TV.
You be on your indie shit. I gotta say.
I watch films. I don't watch movies. I watch films.
Say he's watching film. This film shit's crazy. You said you had a fried turkey. I had a fried turkey for the first time over Thanksgiving. My wife's uncle made a turkey, right? And shout out to him. He listens to the show. So extra shout out to him. And he fried a turkey and smoked a turkey.
That smoked turkey probably was bussin'.
Bro, I've never been like a turkey guy.
Yeah.
So when they told me he was making two, I said, "Oh, great!" Like I'm like, "Okay, I'll try it." You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking it's gonna be dry as turkey, like you know what I'm saying? Like whatever.
Nah.
He was the MVP of the day.
Oh yeah,
because that was the best shit out. Like I cooked food that day. I was like, I don't even want to niggas even try my food.
What'd you cook?
Well, it was a lighter year for me. Usually I like cook everything. You know what I'm saying? Or me and my mother-in-law will cook. But everybody, like my wife's whole family, like got together.
Okay.
And so I only had to cook one dish. So I made the dish, and I was kind of just like twiddling my thumbs, like, the fuck do I do? What else do I do? What dish was it? It was I made stuffing.
Oh, nice. I'll make a good stuffing. I'll make a fire stuffing actually.
Before I go any further, stuffing versus dressing. That was an argument that I had. I know this is an old ass argument. Thanksgiving's over.
Yeah.
Stuffing is cornbread based, right?
They both the same to me. I don't know what's the difference.
I said
I think it's just what you call it. I think people call it stuffing because it was stuffed inside the turkey. Yeah. But stuffing and dressing is the same to me.
Like stovetop, when we ate stovetop in Virginia, we didn't have it in no turkey. We would have it on the side.
Yeah, I never do it. My grandmother, I think might have did it one time in the turkey. My dad fries the turkey now. And honestly, fried turkey is the best turkey ever.
It was juicy. It didn't taste dry. The skin was perfectly kind of minted. He put like some type of dry rub or some type of like seasoning on the smoked one. Bro, it tasted like barbecue chicken. Like that was the closest thing I could describe it as. It tastes like barbecue chicken.
Fried turkey's fire. I got a group chat that's raving about my dad's fried turkey right now. Smoked turkey, busting. I already know. Like I know for a fact.
MVP of the night. Have you tried smoked turkey or fried turkey, Mark?
I don't think so. I think I've just been standard turkey. I can't remember it being like smoked or anything special.
My thing is this, like at Thanksgiving dinners, like when you know your shit, like he walked in like, hey, like I got this shit. Like, he was happy. He was excited. He's yeah, motherfucker. He put his shit down. I was like, oh, he cooking something up. But you always want to be the MVP of the house when you go to Thanksgiving. Like you always want to have the best dish. And that's why I was so upset, because I was like, I think something had happened and somebody couldn't make the ham. And I was like, I should have stepped up and said, I make the ham, because I could have been like right there. I feel like what I made this year didn't make, I might have been fourth place this year.
Yeah, I'll tell you, bro, my stuffing has won first place. I know, like it literally has. One year we went around and asked everybody, what was your favorite dish?
That is fucked up. Because that is fucked up.
Hey man, you gotta know.
But I feel as though, and I made sure to tell them multiple times, like you saved the night. Like that was the shit. Like I need to go see how you do this.
Also, just the fried turkey is dangerous. Like you gotta be a fucking A firefighter fried turkey.
He said he brines it, so he makes. That's what makes.
That's what you gotta do with all your turkey.
Yeah,
like, people just raw dogging and putting some spice on the turkey and throwing it in the oven. You're crazy. Actually, that's really nasty. But you gotta brine it. People have different shit. People put orange juice. Some people put Hennessy. Like I've seen all different type of shit.
Henny turkey's crazy too.
Yeah,
I've heard about that.
Some people. Yeah, you can get to it, but the best turkey I've ever had has been fried. I must say,
fried was great. Okay, fried was like a 9 because I was like, "Yo, fried turkey, shit!" Like I've never had it like that before. Yeah. The fucking smoke. The smoke. I gotta get him to make another one. I was like, I literally told my wife, I was like, I'll buy a turkey and pay him to make one for me so I could have that again. Yeah. So off top, that was probably the best part of my Thanksgiving day for sure. I mean, meeting with the family's cool, and having my father-in-law tell me that I would be murdered in a football field was also fun. But that was the best part. That was great. My only other issue with the Thanksgiving weekend is the Black Friday shit. This shit ain't lit no more.
Shit. I don't know about for me, it was kind of lit. I bought some shit. I definitely did some shopping Black Friday. I mean, just across that whole weekend. I can't even say it was Black Friday. It was just across that weekend. I just did some shopping.
I bought socks. Amazon had a bomb ass deal on the Dyson fans. The hot and cold fans. Them shits are usually like $500, $600. They're only like $200 something on Amazon right now. I had to do it. I had to do it. That's like the best cop that I have. But everything else, other than me wanting one of them slim PS5s, that was really the only thing I wanted. Was that?
Be buying clothes, man. I got a problem. I literally do have a spending addiction.
I'm bad because the A Ma Maniere 5s.
Yeah,
I got them both.
Oh yeah, see, I got the white ones. Black ones are pending. Someone has a pair they're gonna sell me. Hopefully.
The black ones go. Yeah. The black ones, I wasn't feeling it until I saw LeBron wearing them in the tunnel 2 weeks ago, and I was like, all right, I got to get those. Yeah. Like A Ma Maniere, I mean, their legal issues notwithstanding, they've always brought it with the Jordan collabs. Have you heard about that?
Yeah, I did hear about that, man. Thoughts and prayers. Honestly, that's like
that was real China money.
Yeah, I mean they, like the backdooring of shoes and that whole thing has always been something with shoe stores.
But okay, it's always been a thing, Josh, but it's never been this. Honestly, this is international trafficking.
That's my thing. It's like he's not charging anything. It's all just speculative at this point, alleged. Yeah. I can't see what did they say. Like it was like 72 million or some shit.
72 million, and
it has some weird, crazy number. I'm like, that's how much y'all think it's worth. He probably sold like 5 pairs of Jordans, and y'all looked on StockX and was like, oh, these are worth this how much? Like. I just think it's just all trumped up charges, man.
But it could be an issue where they could take his Nike account away, like that.
I think that's what I'm more, like
that'd be sad.
Yeah, that's sad. I kind of looked into it, like they said he would like had peers that were saying like they were going to like people at the warehouse didn't even know because they were like saying like Kansas and Nevada, like Kansas was code word for China.
He was going to Shanghai.
Yeah, I mean it is what it is. Like owning a shoe store. I can't say that I wouldn't be doing the same thing.
Yeah, because like that's the way that the shoe store stays afloat.
Yeah, that's how you make money.
Let's just be real. Like shoe stores, I wouldn't
make no money.
That's what I was gonna say. I would imagine that they're not very profitable on their own.
Bruh, I'll be dying. Like I'll be going into like undefeated all the time.
Yeah,
and like I always just laugh when I see like the undefeated collab Air Forces. That's like over in the for sale section. Yeah, I'm like ain't nobody buying this. The for sale, like the on sale section. Be having more shoes than the regular section.
Yeah.
Shit's crazy. So it's like all these shoes, nobody buying this shit. Like, how they gonna make their money?
I look at it like even to kind of cross over into like the next thing that happened while we were between our episodes, ComplexCon happened.
Oh yeah.
And then I went up to ComplexCon, and then I was like walking through that. Me and you walked through ComplexCon, and I was just like, just nothing seems cool no more. Like nothing seems cool. No one's really excited about anything anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a combination of ComplexCon just being like ComplexCon. It's like it ain't really the place to be anymore. But I think fashion is a little stale at the moment. It isn't where it was, 4 years ago. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of that energy is just being displaced on the showroom floor. I don't know. I don't know what kids are buying nowadays. Roblox,
season passes to Call of Duty. Like I
kids is gambling, man.
The steak
on
FanDuel, Power.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Prize Picks.
Prize Picks.
That shit boof.
That's the one with the funny Marco commercial that I see all the time on MTV. Have you seen that commercial?
I have seen it.
I was like, it's like him acting for real always gets me because it's like that, like you're really trying to act.
Yeah,
it's commercial, bro. He's like, I could get on my picks on Prize Picks, and then it's like another comedian or some shit. Like, oh, a black genie. That's all I know from that commercial.
It's just terrible.
But like we walked through ComplexCon, there was some really cool activations. Shout out to Sade. She was behind, or one of the masterminds behind the Rebel Moon activation and Netflix. I wasn't able to get in there. Line was too crazy that day. There was the eBay thing was really cool.
Oh yeah.
I think my main takeaway from ComplexCon is that like there was no like to me cohesive kind of like visual style to it. Like it just seemed like the Murakami, feel how you want to feel about it. It was everywhere. Like it felt like it was plastered.
Yeah.
It felt like a big deal. And I don't know if it's just not Cactus Plant flea market style, but it just felt like very much like this could have been something they did on their own.
Yeah, I hear you. It definitely didn't have like a cohesive style throughout. Like even when Verdi did it last year, kind of felt like something throughout the whole
like
festival.
A cartoon, like a cool little cartoon that you walk through. This one felt kind of like you're in a basement, and I guess that might be their aesthetic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That might be what they go for, but it was a bunch of spiders everywhere and happy faces.
Yeah, the kids like the spider.
The kids did like the spider.
My niece was like, "Oh, Daddy Longleg." Yeah, it was cool. ComplexCon for me was great actually. Debuted Ain't Shit Funny Tacos. Ain't Shit Funny Tacos.
Come on, man.
That was super dope. People loved it.
Bun B loved it.
Yeah, Bun B loved it. It was actually crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, the food was the best part of the ComplexCon for me.
Yes.
I had a lot of good food there.
Same. And even though I only came for your tacos, the actual section, they moved the first buffet section away from like the water and all that shit.
Yeah.
And moved it out to like that big parking lot section, right? And I think it was the north wing of the convention center. And it's just like it looked like a food festival out there. Like a honest to God one that you might find out in Venice. Like, you know, they had like the first Fridays out there with the food trucks, something like that. It looked like that out there. And it was a really cool like situation, especially with your booth, because it was next to Trill Burgers, which was next to Trill, chicken tenders, all of that stuff. Like it was like a whole like family.
Yeah, shout out to Andy. Andy Wins, my partner on Ain't Shit Funny.
Also a guest on our show.
Oh yeah, he's been on BlkPrint once before.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to Andy. He kind of helped curate a portion of it. And he brought in like some of his concepts that he's been developing. He brought in some people that he just was a fan of from like Dallas, and it was really good, man. It was a good vibe out there. I spent most of my time outside, just kind of like manning the booth and just hanging out there. As far as like the showroom floor for ComplexCon, like shout out to Barriers, definitely did this thing. The customizable jackets, the M1 jackets was super dope.
It was jumping. That Barriers booth was jumping from the moment I got there to the moment I left. I was in there for about 3 hours.
Shout out to Diva Reese. He had a good showing there. Who else I kind of enjoyed? Oh, shout out to Riff LA. That's the only thing I shopped. That
was a cool pop up.
Yeah, I mean, they just basically put their store at ComplexCon, but I ended up coming up on the Jeff McFetridge Vandals, which came out like 2003. Got a pair for like $75.
It's still wearable?
Yeah, still wearable.
Okay.
A little dirty, but untied, unlaced, brand new.
You can clean it up.
Yeah, no problems. Then I got the Rasheed Wallace Air Forces, the black patent leather ones.
Yeah, you really was shopping.
Yeah, got those for like $150.
You was shopping for real. Like I think another thing that was, and actually what I want to ask you was like, what was the most surprising thing that you saw out of your booth and out of Ancient Funny Tacos? Like what did you see that had you kind of feeling the best about the whole thing?
I just like that people like the food. I think for me, I'm always a little nervous, like presenting something to the world, no matter what it is. And food was just like a first time for me.
Yeah.
And I've been working on this idea for like 2 years with Andy and Fernando. So just to get out in the world and see people enjoying it, and like, you know, seeing my friends copping it and seeing people I didn't know copping it and loving it, like that was the best part for me. It just felt good. It felt good to get this idea out. Like, just felt like a big release. And now, you know, looking ahead to just different events that we're gonna do, and people actually came out like, yo, I need you for my event. So
that's fire.
That was great.
Hey, as my own, I'm wearing the shirt too, so this is my own personal review.
Oh yeah, shout out to Street Mob too. Street Mob Records did the collab with them. They're you know, shout out to Jesus, shout out to Chino.
There was 2 shirts too, by the way.
Yeah, did 2 tees. Might put those online this week. Who knows?
I need to get the white one. So put it online. But my personal review, and I didn't when I reviewed it at first, I didn't want it to sound underhanded when I said it tasted like the tacos I used to make out the box. That's not underhanded. I didn't want it to feel underhanded because like it was a more gourmet version of that. Like the actual ground beef was very, very like rich and like flavorful. The actual cheese was great. Like it felt like a Tito's taco, but like a Tito's taco if we were to mix it with how we came up eating tacos. Like I was introduced to tacos back in the day in Virginia with the yellow box El Paso tacos. Like that's how we learned what that shit was. It was a crunchy taco, which is my favorite, and the shell was fucking perfect.
No, one thing that I learned from this experience, Mexicans do not like crunchy tacos. They do. I mean, that's exaggeration, but it's just not traditional. So like, just a lot of my Mexican friends I talk to are like they like it, they think it's good, but it's just not the traditional taco. But that was the whole point. I'm not Mexican, so I'm not coming in here to make the traditional taco. But I just talking to a few people, they were just like, oh, crunchy taco, like, why you gotta do a soft shell too, and I'm like, it wouldn't be authentic if I did a soft shell,
because that's what a lot of that's what a lot of us eat is the crunchy tacos. Like
that's what I eat.
Yeah, like when I was little, I always got the crunchy Taco Bell tacos. You know, the yellow shell, like that. That's what it felt nostalgic.
And that was the point. I think for me, it was also just harkening back to like the tacos I made at home, the tacos my mom made, the tacos my auntie made. That's kind of what I wanted to bring with this business. I think, there's a ton of traditional taco places. You go to LA, there's one on every corner, literally.
Right.
So that wasn't what I wanted to bring to just the industry. I wanted to do something a little bit different.
What was the sauce? Taco sauce.
So it's a taco sauce that Fernando kind of developed. It's kind of got like a sweet taste to it.
Yeah.
It's really good. I actually really enjoyed it. I've if you follow me on social media, I've been making my own hot sauce. The next pop-up we do, I'll have that on hand. I've been so busy I didn't even have time to make a batch, but yeah, looking forward to incorporating that.
Amazing. I give it a 10, and not just because you're my friend, but I give it a 10 because as a person who eats food, it was fantastic. You know what I mean? And my I just thought that like I literally sat at a bench by myself like a nerd and just ate it.
Oh yeah, I did the same thing.
Like this is fire. You know what I'm saying? Like it definitely like brought back those memories, but the actual taco just tasted so nostalgic, bro. Like I was like, yo, this is literally what I would want a taco to taste like back then. Like and it brought me back to that moment here. So much worth the wait.
Mm-hmm.
So congratulations to that too. You've been doing a lot of shit, man.
Yeah, man.
But it was great, and it was worth literally the only reason I went to ComplexCon was for the tacos.
Thank you.
I told Reese that shit. I was like, I'm only here for the tacos, bro.
Oh man,
but give me that beanie though.
He's disappointed. Yeah, shout out to Reese, man. Shout out to I really do want to shout him out for just bringing the Diva booth to life. That shit was really dope.
Crazy design, crazy look. He had a commercial that was like the PlayStation 3, the old PlayStation 3 commercial, but with you see it with like the baby.
Oh yeah.
That was the old PS3 commercial, and he had the Diva box with the I guess with the shirt in there as like in place of the PS3. And if you remember that weird ass commercial from 2006. He remixed it, and I was like, that's the kind of aesthetic that I love about Diva, is that like he's bringing stuff from like the 2000s and shit and making it like what it is. It's very punk rock, if you would. It's very Sum 41, and that's what I respect about Diva. I had to grab a beanie just to show love, though.
Yeah, I grabbed the the camo suit he had.
That's hard. Yeah. That's hard. Yeah, I fuck with that booth. That's actually in the top 3 booths to ComplexCon, but I don't know, man. I walked out of it and I was like, that might be the last one.
I wouldn't be surprised.
It felt like a swap meet in a lot of ways.
I mean, that's what ComplexCon has always been, though. And that's the thing. Like, I feel like in years past, you had like a Nike or Adidas or some big brand to kind of anchor it. But ultimately, at the bottom of it all, it's just like a swap meet with a bunch of brands just coming together. So.
Yep. That's pretty much it. I mean, I think when I was still working at the 100 or somewhere, they said they signed like a 9-year deal with Long Beach Convention Center. So like this is only the 5th one. So who knows? Who knows what they'll make out of this one? But happening in the news this week, The YSL case started today as we're recording this.
Wow.
Young Thug versus YSL versus the state of Georgia. There's been all sorts of things, popping in and out from the news. I don't know. I don't know where this goes. The case itself seemed like a circus, though, to be fair. Like, it seemed crazy. It seems crazy.
Absolutely circus. I think, just Young Thug being on trial is crazy in itself.
Yeah.
It's funny that they're showing the whole trial on TV.
Yeah, on Court TV.
Court TV.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm like, should I watch it day by day or should I just binge it at the end?
Or watch the clips, because Court TV is funny because they'll do like the ESPN like plays of the day.
Yeah, they actually have like a really good TikTok channel.
Oh, really?
I discovered it when the guy was on trial for remember he killed his girlfriend's brother.
The football player.
Yeah. I was like, oh, they got a TikTok channel. This is the highlights. Yeah,
the plays of the day at the end of Court TV is always funny. Like they will literally be like, this is what happened to the case today, and they'll have somebody break it down. Circling the niggas' faces, all that. I swear to you,
it's crazy.
They break the shit. Yes, they break the shit down at the end of the proceedings. They'll be like, okay, these are the top things that happened today. This is the like they'll talk about like a singular thing that someone said, and they'll say this was the moment there where we think the jury's gonna turn or whatever. And from what I've seen so far, prosecution opens up with their opening statements, or their opening arguments, and they introduce evidence that they didn't tell anybody that they had, which is right for it's cause for them to object to it, and that caused a big ruckus today because there was a bunch of stuff behind that. They were trying to get a mistrial, not gonna happen.
Yeah.
But the funniest shit to me was the fucking her reading the Take It to Trial lyrics, and I was like, I know nobody in that fucking jury was like, yeah, this guy's a fucking criminal, bro.
I mean, she's reading Yak Gotti's verse.
She was reading Gotti's verse. I was like, I don't know. I Josh, I know you'll probably like not object. We're not in court, but like you'll probably have your own like views on this. But I'm like, this song came out like way past the point of like when he like of him being like a successful multi-platinum artist. Like I would have expected him to dig deeper into like 1017 Thug or like some shit like early shit where he was actually explicitly saying shit like that.
But that's not the timeline of it all. You gotta think they're trying to establish him as the shot caller, the guy who called the shots. Like those early things is probably him
as a soldier.
Yeah, and probably exaggerating a lot more than now. He's like talking about shit that's actually happened. I saw they did bring up like they mentioned they were talking about like when Nut, the guy who passed away, died, and like he was driving in a Tahoe. Thug has a line where he says 100 rounds in a Tahoe. Like that's the shit they're looking for, and that's the shit that's gonna like.
But I also feel like the defense can say he could be talking about some shit he heard. Like
absolutely.
A lot of lyrics could, like the lyric thing is a slippery slope for sure. Yeah. Like because if there's somebody in the jury that's just like, wow, it's like like the Bobby Shmurda case, right? Like literally everybody he named in that went to jail, or like remember when Saw Baby video hit him with a stick. Yeah, like
pull up with a stick came out. He got in trouble with that?
Yes, First 48 had a whole episode where they found all the niggas in that video.
I mean, it's just like they had actual guns in the video. Yeah. That was the whole thing.
It was an actual episode. Look it up. There's an actual episode of First 48 that where they talk about the video, and they find, if not all, but some of them that were toting guns in that video. So it's like, it's a slippery slope for sure. I look at it like easily defense could say, I mean, he could have heard about it, from a secondhand source, or he could have just been talking about what Tahoe do you think he's talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of ways to poke holes in that. I'm wondering like what's concrete and cementable that they can really hold them on. But I think again, this whole case is just the judge brought a dog. Like I'm just like, this is some backwoods country type shit. I don't know what's gonna happen at the end of this. I'm worried. I've already like settled and come to terms with the fact that he's going to be sitting down, if not for like the rest of his life, then for a considerable amount of time. I've come to terms with that.
Damn. Honestly,
you're always the one saying you're thinking that somebody's going to do 20, 50, 25
I think he's going to get off.
No way.
I think he gets off. I think the case is such a shit show, just the way they're going about it.
There's nobody left, by the way. It's literally just like him
and
like
him,
2 other people.
I think it's Yak Gotti's son.
Yeah, Yak Gotti's. I'm gonna be real. Yak.
It's not looking good for Yak.
It's not looking good for Yak.
We'll see. I honestly think he gets off just because, like, I think people understand that he's not. I don't know. I think, at least from people who I've seen kind of like analyzing the case and things like that, I feel like the defense or the prosecutor's case is a little faulty.
They rushed it too.
Yeah, and it's just like, and not even that they rushed it. They've had so much time, and they're still not getting it all the way open and shut.
Yeah.
So it's like you've had, a year and a half, 2 years,
a year plus,
570 something days.
Yeah, a year and a half to present this case, and everything still feels a little flimsy. That's scary.
It's not good. Yeah, I saw on Court TV today, they were like, it feels like the prosecution is either unprepared or rushed this, and they were saying that Young Thug's lawyer isn't the type of person to rush this against. Like he actually could poke holes in what they said today. They don't have a set time of how long they think this is gonna last. I would imagine like a month, probably.
It's just crazy though, man. Just to see him on tour. I wish I seen him on tour.
He got big. Like
yeah,
his jaw.
His stomach.
Yeah,
I saw how his like tie was laying on his stomach. Yes. I'm like, damn, they got a gut.
He eating because I was like, was he working out? And I was like, no, he's not working out. He's just eating.
Yeah,
he just that like never seen him that like bulky before. But
this is crazy.
I had to come to terms with the fact. So I like maybe it's kind of like you and R. Kelly. I had to come to terms with the fact that
me with R. Kelly. What are you talking about, man?
To come to terms with the fact that he might be going down, bro.
Hey, no comment. I hope
listen to the silence.
Oh,
I'm actually. It's funny now. It's like that he's actually on trial. It's like starting to set in a little bit more. This is actually really happening.
Yeah,
and it's just sad, man. I think he's one of the most prolific artists of my generation, and to just see him persecuted like this is whack.
Yeah, I mean. I laughed at her like reciting the Take It to Trial lyrics so forcefully. I'm like, that's not how that lyric. That's not how those lyrics were said in the song at all. Not the tone at all in any of the lyrics. But it's like I looked at that and I was like, yeah, this is bullshit. Like this is literally something that's like, come on, like we listen to shit like this all the time. You know what I mean? But this is their job. They have to say this. They have to make it seem as though this is without a shadow of a doubt, without a reasonable doubt, that this is, he is who they paint him as. But, as this goes on, as Josh said, as court, some of the analysts have said, it's like, this has been a year and some change going. Y'all couldn't find a jury. Y'all had jurors taking vacations. You had jurors putting YSL on the internet. You know what I'm saying? You had all types of people doing like this case has just seemed compromised from the jump.
Yeah.
Like it just seems like ridiculous. What do you think, MC?
What happened to the dude that got handed a perk in the middle of trial?
He's out.
He's gone.
Yeah, he's out of here. He's out of here. Like that's part of the circus of this whole thing. Yeah, it doesn't seem real. Yeah. It seems like it's like a comedy sketch. Like
it really doesn't seem real, and like I'm not looking forward to the aftermath of it all because like
good or bad.
Yeah, good or bad is just like 2 years of his life wasted.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows how he comes back, if he even comes back.
Mm-hmm.
Shine, remember Shine?
Yeah.
How long did Shine do?
Like a decade, I think.
From 99 until like what? 14, 16?
Oh,
maybe?
no, I just remember when Shine got out, man. That shit did not sound the same.
He shouldn't have tried to rap again. When
Bobby Shmurda got out. Shit did not sound the same.
I think Thug is definitely more talented than Bobby Shmurda in that aspect.
I still know, man.
And maybe Shine too. I think the way that he comes out is like my worry is like the content, but
he gonna go right back to it.
He get right
off. If he get off, he getting right back to it. Maybe worse. He gonna be like, yeah, Double Jeopardy. It's gonna be the name of his first album if he get off. Shit's crazy.
I'm hoping for the best, but I started listening to I haven't been able to listen to his music for like a year, like just not in like because again like I look at the Thug situations like a lot of like my early years here, a lot of my early years as a writer were kind of connected to his career as well. So like my first big interview for Complex was him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? A+ helped me get that, and I interviewed him on the radio. I did a lot of stuff with him at the Hundreds. I did a lot of stuff with a lot, a lot of his team. I worked with Alex and everybody. Like I got to know a couple of the people there, and it was just hard to see that. It was hard to listen to his music because it was a bummer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was like, I listened to Barter 6 last week, and I was like, this shit still goes, and regardless of what happens, that's not gonna change. You know what I mean? And as a fan, it's just been tough. Real tough.
Yeah, no, I mean, I really, I'm interested to see, like, win or lose, like, what happens to the hip hop community.
Mm-hmm.
Like, does this change what people rap about? Does this change just the sentiment around his music? Like, does he become this type of like musical martyr? It's gonna be interesting.
And I mean, and again, win or lose, he becomes that anyway, because he becomes, if he wins, he becomes the person where they tried to use his lyrics against him and it didn't work. This is why they should stop doing it. Mm-hmm. He becomes that vision. I don't even know if he wants that distinction on him, but it's going to follow him forever. If he loses, it's like, okay, what are we about to do with our lyrics, and how can we stop this? Because it's ridiculous. It's like going to a Michael Crichton, the author, and being like, well, you can't say shit like that. We could take you to jail for that. Yeah, somebody died that same way. You know what I'm saying? Like that is like, where do we draw the line? So while it's okay, it's happening. It fucking sucks. It really does suck, man, for sure. But one thing that doesn't suck. Well, one thing that's great. I don't want to say it doesn't suck. Pause. Mark, this is a big month for you, man.
A hell of an introduction there, I must say.
That wasn't one of my best segues. That wasn't one of my best segues. Shout out to Thug.
No, Sarsky.
But hey, man, in just 1 week, our pal Mark, is gonna be moving out here, man. It's finally happening. Mark's coming to Cali. So I don't know how this will affect our recording schedule. We'll figure that out later.
Yeah, how are we gonna record it even?
I don't know. I don't think there's enough room in here.
Yeah,
for us to all be in here.
The one time that we did it in April, it was
tight.
Pretty. It was shoulder to shoulder.
But we'll figure that out. Even if you just got to be up the street, you're literally just moving up the street for me anyway. Yeah. But even if it's just up the street, we'll figure out the recording situation. But how are you feeling? You're about to move. You just found out literally days ago that you're on the way out here, man. How you feeling?
Yeah, nothing has hit yet. I don't think anything has compartmentalized in my head yet. I'm still processing that Christmas Day of this year would have been 20 years in Florida. So it's a pretty interesting month to wrap all of this around with a bow. And as I've been preparing, I'm going to do a lot of preparing for the next 10 days to try and make my way out to Los Angeles nice and safely. I'm also wrapping up, the past 20 years of life and just looking at, wow, how much I did not like to be here.
He's about to cry.
What'd he say? No, I'm not going to cry.
Out the window, like,
gonna miss that sunshine, the humidity.
Nah, I don't think so. The humidity in LA is a lot better than the humidity in Florida. You step outside in 5 minutes, you're sweating and you need a shower.
You live in the valley though. It's still gonna be hot as fuck.
I will gladly take that. But 20 years in Florida, I thought back like, wow, I truthfully did not have much interest in being in the South. I came from the tri-state area, and being in the South was not something that I was interested in. When my mom said, okay, we're in a few months, we're moving to the South. Yeah. And 20 years later, this has literally made everything that you see today. And I truthfully would not want to change that all for anything in the world. I could not imagine the things that I've heard, the moments that I've seen, if I were to stay in the tri-state area and not be in Florida. So now wrapping all that up and moving it to Los Angeles is going to be something that is interesting to me. But that portion of it has not really hit yet. I think it's going to hit once I make my way out there, specifically in the way that I'm going to do it, which was also a way that I did not expect until maybe 48 hours ago.
Let me just take my fucking victory lap here, okay? Because I told you should have drove.
My dad told me I should have drove too.
I told him he should have drove. I said this weeks ago, I said, hey man, you only get to experience this once. You get to see America.
And I was like, hell no. Nah.
Exactly.
Scared.
I wasn't scared. I just figured, being able to call a mover, taking care of that would probably be a lot easier than doing that.
I said, a mover? I said, nigga, Jeff Bezos,
nigga?
Yeah.
When we talked to a mover. My mom and I talked to a mover and took a look around. It's one of the better movers in South Florida. Looked around. He's like, "Yeah, you got a nice spot. I gotta say, there's a lot of nice stuff in here. Just a quick question: do you know how much it costs to move from one side of the country to the other?" We're like, "Absolutely not." He said, "Bottom level, source level cost. you're looking at least 10 bands. And I said, okay, so I guess I'm not moving this then.
Should have called a different mover.
Yeah, I got a second
bands
opinion.
is crazy.
Got a second opinion. Hey, listen. When you said you're going to move our Drewski, that I said, yeah, he'll see. Because here's my thing. I got to let you learn on your own.
Yeah.
You got to let you learn on your own.
I mean, it's funny. I do agree. I think seeing the world and seeing America driving across it's going to be fun. Like, you're going to have a great time. But also the moving, like hiring a mover, it's just like, there's so many variables.
Yeah.
Like I just
could break.
Yeah. I just had a friend move across town and broke a TV, $1,200 TV.
My old TV.
I would be dead
broke.
sick.
Yeah. My old TV, when we moved here, broke when in the moving process. And like, it's not shit you could do about it.
Yeah, it's nothing you can do.
Really nothing.
Yeah.
Luckily, they did some janky shit. They ordered the same TV, then put the old TV
and then returned,
sent it back, got their money back. It's crazy. I'm like, yo, yeah, that's amazing, actually. But
niggas
yeah.
bad.
Well,
niggas bad.
Well, he had said, listen, I'm gonna be completely honest with you with two things. I can tell you one, yes, you can get this cheaper, but I'm gonna let you know right now, there are movers out there that will give you a nice low price at the beginning, then they move it. They're in Los Angeles and they're not taking the shit off the truck until you pay them 3 times the amount of what it is. And I was like, I would be dead pissed, so we're not gonna do that.
He gave you the real.
So he said,
yeah,
he's completely keeping it real. And he said, okay, if I were the father talking to the son here, I would tell you, this is the best thing that you can do. You can take your most immediates, put them in a car, and experience life here, and take a couple days and just explore. I'm about to say explore the world, but explore the country.
I don't know about this mover, man.
He was telling him the real.
It's good advice, but just the way
the father to the son thing is weird.
The way he put it is crazy.
I'll be like, who the fuck is you?
I mean, hey.
Who the fuck is you?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know about this guy, but I do agree with the assessment. But I just don't know about this guy. The
thing is, like when I drove, I was driving under, like I was trying to beat the snow because it was a year of like that big blizzard.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
and I just missed it in Memphis. I was like, we drive through Memphis, me and my boy Rodney. And I was like, oh shit, I see it. We literally see the snow coming down like it was like rain. Like I never seen snow come down like this before. And I was like, we got to get the fuck out of here. We zoomed over to Oklahoma. Like, I wish that I was able to like stay in Memphis for a little longer and shit like that. You don't have that to worry about this time. Like, you could just go up, hit some of your favorite spots. You could go to the strip club before you leave. Which one are you gonna hit before you leave?
I'm not hitting no strips. We're gonna take two. We're gonna take 2 nights. Why are you looking at me like I'm lying?
Fuck it.
Go to the joint by Cyrus.
The first night, Cyrus is literally the other way around. We're not going to Tootsie's. We can't go south. We got to go up.
Go Tootsie's and then go back up. Tootsie's. Say goodbye to your usuals, man. You're never gonna see them, bro.
I have no Tootsie's usuals. Where are the Tootsie's usuals? What is Tootsie's usuals?
Regulars. What you said, John?
How long is the drive?
Apple Maps said it was a day and 16 hours. Obviously, that's nonstop.
Yeah.
Ask Chat GPT, a good idea. Shout out to my brother. My brother Shaq is also going to be with me. We're going to take this drive from that Friday, hopefully getting there by Monday. Chat GPT said, night 1, give it about another nice little 10, 11 hour drive. Stop in New Orleans if you'd like. Do a little sightseeing.
Wait, AI told you this?
Yeah.
Hey, man. Using
Chat GPT. Chat GPT is underrated. I swear to God.
You're using it for the right things. And then it's giving you the route to stop in. That's good.
It said night 1, do 10, 11 hours, stop in New Orleans, do some sightseeing, stay there for a night.
That's fire.
You gonna get a room in New Orleans?
Say it again.
You gonna get a room in New Orleans? Well, you gonna be careful in New Orleans? I'm gonna just put it out there.
Woody, be careful, Woody.
I'm not stopping in the fucking 9th Ward and going
I'm just saying. You're driving, so you're gonna be driving through shit, and you're gonna have shit in your car. So just be careful about that. Like, I'm just giving you the heads up. Like, just be careful about where you stop. Be careful where you park. You might not want to.
Yeah, we're trying to be at a hotel and have that situated. So if we can do that, we'll stay in New Orleans for a night. Then they said night 2, Texas is going to take a while. Either stop between San Antonio or Dallas. Do sightseeing. Stay a night.
Texas took a whole day. Took the whole day.
You've been to Dallas before. I was stopping in San Antonio. San Antonio got the river.
Oh yeah, the Riverwalk. Riverwalk's cool.
It's nice. I fuck with it.
Yeah, Riverwalk's cool.
San Antonio got a Papados? That's the only reason I'm stopping in Texas.
I don't think so.
You're gonna have to stop in Texas regardless.
Yeah.
But man,
Texas is the longest part of your drive.
I mean, you don't do drugs or nothing. So just be clean in Texas, man, because they fucking pull you over for nothing.
Yeah. Oh nah, that ain't happening.
Yeah, they.
I will be completely fine. Then they said day 3 is gonna be your long haul, like your 16 hours.
Oklahoma. Yeah, you could, because Texas is the longest part of your trip, and then because after that you go through New Mexico. I think the order is Arizona, New Mexico. I don't know, but
Texas
you go through all
is for sure. Texas is like that's the biggest state. So
yeah, and you're cutting through it. So it's like
you gonna have your keys and all that stuff. You gonna pick up the keys?
I'm picking up the keys. Okay. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, what day? Well, we can talk about that afterwards. But like by this time, next time we're recording, you're gonna be here, and it's gonna be different. And again, on episode 50, changes. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Things are changing. 2024 is looking fucking bright. You know what I mean? I'm happy for you. This is a learning experience. This is a fucking litmus test for how much this is like real adulthood here, like real adulthood hours.
That's the part. That's the part that's like, fuck. I'm definitely gonna have to do this shit now. Shit.
Real adulthood hours, bro. But again, you got your brothers here, man. We and several more that are still here, that are waiting for you to get here. Listen, my wife's so fucking excited. She's like, I'm getting games, I'm getting liquor, I'm getting all this shit. I'm
getting board games?
I'm like, what the fuck? What you talking about? Like, get out of here. She's excited. She's excited for her pal, her drinking buddy. She really needs people to drink with her. Because I don't drink.
Marcus about to be lit.
Get out of here.
Jess whooped my ass at the wedding. So I don't know. I can't drink. I can't hold it down like I know Jess is gonna drink me under the table, but I'll be able to hold my own at least.
Well, she can't even hold her own. But anyway, that's a whole different subject. But Mark will be here. We'll figure out the recording situation. I think we're gonna be looking for some new digs pretty soon. We'll have to say bye to the office. Yeah, it might be a wrap for the office. The belt be gone.
No, the belt's coming. We're at a second belt.
Okay. Oh yeah, we can bring the belt.
The BND title's coming.
We gotta have like some like type of like ill ass debate championship or some shit. Like a lot of people love the debates that we have.
Debate championship.
And I think that like if that would give more incentive for me to argue with Josh, because right now I'll let Josh just say anything.
Hey man,
because I'm like I got no skin in the game. If you want to say this shit,
we gotta debate some records on throwbacks. Maybe we do a debate episode.
Speaking of throwbacks. Let me tell you right now, I have not listened to Speaker Box of Love Below.
It's funny. Speaker Box Love Below is one of the albums I kind of go back to randomly. I haven't listened to it this week, but I'll get to it.
We will listen to it. It's looking like maybe December. We'll probably be able to. We got to get it in before your birthday. I know you're gonna be doing whatever, but
I'll be here.
It's gonna hit on December. It's a longer episode, and I think that's what's been more daunting. It's a double disc.
Yeah,
it's going to be by proxy. Is going to be a lot more conversation happening, and plus I got to get all the information set and stuff like that. And they keep releasing articles about the fucking album, so like I'm not able to really just sit down and.
It's the highest selling album ever.
Yeah, it's diamond.
Rap album of all time.
Is it the only rap album? I thought it was.
Yeah, it's rap album. I don't think it's album of all time. Still Thriller, right? Or one of those greatest hits.
No, I mean in terms of rap, yeah.
But in rap, like, yes, this is the greatest. It just beat Eminem Show.
It did.
Yeah, beat Eminem Show.
Wow, because 50's after all of the Eminem albums, right?
I believe so. Yeah, it should be. Rich should be high up there.
It's crazy.
Which is, listen, I respect 50 Cent for this year. I don't think I ever. I mean, obviously, we'll be giving him his flowers, but the run he's been on this year, the way that tour looks.
Oh yeah.
The fact that he's going on another leg to that shit.
Yeah.
And it's getting really great reviews. I've never heard anyone say anything bad about that show.
I mean, it's a good show, and I think 50 Cent's a good performer.
Yeah.
You know, when you have polarizing albums like Get Rich or Die Trying and The Massacre and shit like that, it's like people love that shit.
Yeah, they do.
And I think, you know, he's been touring overseas for a long time now. Like, it just being the 20th anniversary of him doing like the U.S. tour was like a moment. But that nigga be touring Germany and China and shit.
That's where the money is.
Yeah, that's where the money is.
That's where all them old rock bands be
Dubai
touring
and shit.
The Dubai circuit's is funny. Like what?
Anybody could tour Dubai. Yeah. I mean, if you got like one little hit, I be seeing like motherfuckers like Sweetie, Bia.
Sweetie.
Like, shit.
She'll tour anything off 2 songs. Anyway, that's it for this week. I want to talk about the T.I. Son thing, but I guess we'll save it for B-sides because it's about child rearing.
Standing on business.
We got to talk about child rearing and beating your kids. But thank you guys for listening to episode 50. This was a very reflective episode. We talked about a lot of changes that are going on. I'm happy to be here.
A lot of changes for the crew, man.
Yeah, like we're by the next episode, it'll be a different vibe. Mark will be in a different space. He'll probably be in front of a white background because he probably got nothing in his place.
Man, gonna be nothing back
I'm gonna do my best. If Target can help me, I might be all right.
Background, lawn chair.
Window outside, shit.
Man.
I am ready to see what Mark's whole situation is gonna look like. You could go downstairs in my house. You could just be in my kitchen.
Yeah,
that could work too.
We could put you in another room or something.
Yeah, we could put you somewhere. We'll figure it out by next episode. But thank you guys for listening. Make sure you sign up for Patreon. Me and Mark have a new show coming out. It is official. We're going to be talking movies, talking shows.
You have a name for it yet?
I haven't come up with a name yet, but I do have an outline that I have to send to Mark after he's done moving and all that stuff. I don't want to, put all of that and all that pressure on you right now. But new show coming out. No name for it yet, but I'm going to have a special guest. I'm going to see if Pat can come through. Dom, our good friend Dom.
That's going to be a good show.
Movie reviewer is going to come through. We're going to talk about stuff that Mark hasn't seen. You know
everything.
I mean? Everything. How about we call it Mark Watches Everything?
Oh yeah, I like that.
Mark watches everything because you know what? If you're gonna live in California, you're gonna have to go to movies.
It's a movie town.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
We watch movies here.
I get you an AMC A-list pass.
Hey, shout out that AMC stock. Rise that stock now. Get it to $50 so I can sell this bitch.
I want to see Dumb Money. I haven't seen that yet.
You still haven't seen it?
No,
it's good.
I gotta see Dumb Money.
I've seen a lot of movies this year.
That's on my queue. I gotta see Dumb Money. But thank you guys for listening. For Josh Pease and MC, I'm J5. We'll see you guys in a week. Peace out.